the fastest growing economy in the world, a global healthcare leader, and a world leader in deployment of renewable energy? What do these three things have in common? Well, they're all associated with India, and you guessed it, India. Namaskar, this is Shrish Garg from Class 12, Kothari International School, Noida. This 70th Independence Day is another chance to reflect upon the incredible journey of India. Now, as I just illustrated, we all know the massive leaps that our country has taken since its inception. Some might even say that we are currently living in our glory days. I mean, literacy rates up from 18% in 1947 to 74% now. Gross enrollment ratios in higher education compounded from 7% to 26%. And life expectancy up from 32 years to 70 years. Who wouldn't claim such a thing? Well, me, right here. Believe it or not, we could have been much more developed a nation than we are right now had we not made a few catastrophic mistakes. For instance, using the first 5-year plans during the 1950s to focus solely on industrializing India in an attempt to mirror the West, rather than prioritizing agriculture, even though the recent famine in 1943 had clearly underscored the need to increase food production. Or how about investments in public enterprises and state-owned enterprises or SOEs, which ultimately produced losses and drained the government resources, rather than focusing on private enterprises, which could have churned out more profits, which then could have been invested in public health, infrastructure, and education. Nonetheless, it is now from these failures that we prepare for a much brighter tomorrow. For instance, agriculture still remains a crucial engine, such that reports suggest that by 2030 it could add as much as $600 billion to India's GDP, marking a 50% increase over its contribution in 2020. But statistics often tend to mask the true and harsh reality. I'll give you an example. Under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban or PMAU, out of 1 crore sanctioned homes, more than 80 lakh homes have already been constructed. But more than 83% of these are for those who already have access to land and capital, thus actually addressing only 25% of the total housing shortage. This illustrates that there is still some independence left to be gained from the shackles of underdevelopment that still plague this country. Now, talking about my hopes and expectations for India's future, well, I personally believe that a very honest and perhaps even the best indicator for a country's development is its citizens' health, and as a result, their ability to actually contribute to its welfare. And yet, a significant existence of infectious diseases like dengue and malaria remains a big threat to India's public health. But India's achievements in this sector, like its Pulse Polio campaign, which resulted in India being declared polio-free in 2014, leave me no doubt that similar campaigns can eradicate the lingering diseases as well. So I ask you, which freedom have we really achieved in these past 78 years? Well, our former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru once said, "Freedom is not a mere matter of political decisions and new constitutions. It is of the mind and heart." So as long as we bear freedom in mind, faith in words, and pride in our hearts, India will continue to develop. Thank you and Namaskar.